First things first. Who are you?
I'm Pamela Randolph.
That's it.
Oh, you want to do my whole story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I grew up in a small town, Mount Pleasant in Texas, and I came to Henderson because Henderson PD was hiring, and I became a police officer here, and I've been currently employed with them for 14 years, and currently I'm a detective.
How did you start out?
In police world,
Yeah.
I finished my associate's degree and I didn't know what I wanted to do next in my life, so I just went on to a community college website and saw Police Academy now enrolling, and I was within a week of a deadline, so I turned in my paperwork and started my career there, and I loved every minute of it. Oh man, so growing up, my dad being a pharmacist and my mom being an educator, I knew I wanted to do something for my people. Every time I would drive by a police scene, I'd be like, ooh, what's going on? What's the 411? What's going on? What's happening? And the lights and the sirens just really made me, happy to see and really, excited. And the police academy said, hiring new police cadets. And they all had that military BDU style, which I've always been a fan of. And that really just hooked me in.
Were there naysayers?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, yes. So it wasn't as hard as the beginning of the first female police officers, because when female police officers first came about, they were either bailiffs or ticket reader maids and minute maids and all those that were literally just not really out in the street doing men's work. They did leave a path for us up and coming, and then in my career, the older generation was in a way used to females being with them, but they just weren't created equal. So I still had to earn my stripes in the streets by being able to handle these high stress calls when backup was minutes away, and I literally pretty much had to show them that they can count on me, that if they get injured, I'm going to be injured with them because I actually dove in with them to help them out. But it is getting easier for the women, but we still have that hump that we still have to go over, because when we get home, we still have to take care of our kids, take care of a family, take care of a household, and be police officers. So we're always working. We're still having to work harder than the men, I believe, because we have to call in sick because we have our kids to take care of, and then come back and still be treated as one of our own. I had to make my family be on a back burner for a long time. I'm 38 years old. I didn't decide to get married or have kids until I was in my 30s because I wanted to create a good concrete foundation with my men companions at work to show them that I can do what they need to do. I can come in on my days off, very quickly, and I can work. And then when my family came, I did have to slow down a little bit, but I was able to earn the respect of my male companions to know, like, hey, she's earned her time at work and on the streets. We can kind of let her ease down a little bit. And then when it came up to my daughter getting older, it does become harder. And sometimes I just have to give 100% either at work and 0% at home and have my husband help me with the household. And sometimes I'm 100% at home and 0% at work, but my coworkers are able to help me out. It's literally, I have to pick and choose my battles at work and on my personal time to make my life and my daily life easy going. It's hard. It's really hard because some days on one call you might answer a dog barking call, and then 10 minutes later you're dealing with a person who is not responding and you have to do chest compressions, and unfortunately they don't make it. And then you have to go and do a traffic stop right after that. And then you have to do other things, and you might have to go to shots fired, people have been shot type calls. And it's a wear and tear emotionally, and you start to disassociate yourself with those feelings. And so when your own family gets hurt, you immediately go into police mode. You go into the type of a feeling when you really are hurting, but your body is just so set into go, go, go mode when it comes to police work that it's hard for your body, especially your mental state, to go switch over to being a human. We go to that robotics type of mentality, and it does get to you. It does give you anxiety. It's hard for me to go into these huge public spaces like movie theaters or like the concerts especially. It's just one of those where it's just all this overwhelming, overstimulated type stuff that you're mentally going through, and also what you're having to deal with at the same time is trying to process. Plus certain smells, certain sounds, and even certain locations that you just happen to be driving by that you're with your family and you're happy, and then you pass a scene that you had to work several years ago and you just happen to see it, and then it just brings back all those emotions. And it's a good thing that there are people there for me to talk to on a daily basis. And good thing with my spirituality, I'm very close with God, and I do yoga to help me calm down and to relax. I'm now a huge fan of yoga because of all that. One of the police officers even recommended, it's like, hey, have you tried yoga? And I'm thinking, yoga? And sure enough, it has actually helped me out a whole lot. When I turn in a case, I know I turn in lots of cases. It's just that when you turn in a case that you've worked from the ground up, especially since I work cyber crimes, dealing with children, I get an intake about a tip, and I usually really work that up from a little piece of paper, and it turns into a huge file, and I'm able to get a search warrant on that residence. I'm able to get search warrants on all their pieces of property, and I'm able to get an arrest warrant and bring all that information to the district attorney, and they present it to the grand jury, and the grand jury indicts them, and then it goes into the trial system, and they plead guilty, and then they have to serve their time. To me, that is one of the many proudest moments of that. If I can just boil it all into one, is bringing people who have done bad things, especially to children, to have them serve their time in the justice system. What I want my legacy to be is to know that I did good in my community. I want to be able to know that I did good, and that my fellow patrolmen and my citizens can know that Pam Randolph did good, not with just me, but for this whole entire community. I know I'm not going to save the world. I figured that out from day one of being on patrol, but I want to do good, and I want to leave good behind when I leave. I know this sounds corny, but don't let anyone tell you you can't do anything. My grandmother wanted to be in the military, literally serve on the front lines. She was told she was a girl, she couldn't do it, so she became a nurse. My mom wanted to be a doctor. She was told that's a man's world, so she became a professor to teach the nurses and the doctors to get into med school. I wanted to be a police officer, and my mom literally said, do what you want to do. Whether you be flipping burgers at McDonald's, whether you're counting chickens at a chicken farm, or being an astronaut, do it with pride, and as long as you are happy and it's legal, then go for it.
We really appreciate you.
Yeah.